generally not going to be in a position to get all the frags, right? The frags are going to be kind of taken all around you by the other teams trying to move in. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like it's a double-edged sword. On one hand, you have an amazing position. You're pretty much safe. You don't have to worry about rotating. But on the other, you're really missing out on quite a lot of kills, which in the way that, kind of the supers work and the settings work, are kind of the bulk of the points at this point. So it's really kind of like not necessarily a pick your poison, because you can't really help it if you get circled, but you're going to innately miss out on some of the kills to be had in that situation.
Yeah. Yes, and I agree 100%. But with the elevation of that compound,
sure, and I
think that they would have more sight lines and be able to pick off teams pushing under them. But nonetheless, neither of us were there. We also didn't really watch. Ooh, Purdy Curdy's trying to go aggressive. Oh, he wants this, but unfortunately, those players got into their buggy just in time. I really appreciate the intent though by Purdy.
Oh yeah, he'll run you over 9 times out of 10. Or 10 times out of 10, I guess, if he has the opportunity to. But this is a very west side, as we would say.
Yeah.
Rest in pepperonis, a tempo storm circle.
Kings of NA PUBG are unfortunately
they really
no
were.
More.
They really were.
There was something special. But
to climb down to the bottom,
yes. Sure. Yeah, it's more of a fall usually than a slow climb down to the bottom.
I mean,
they hit every single step on the way.
Some teams do like to slowly make their way down. So
that's true. They do like to make a little bit of a show of it. The anticipation, like to tease it, like with a bird.
Happy Camper is actually gonna find. Find themselves a little bit of a pickle against Vortec IAB, and now they're gonna start immediately with the player down.
Hey, going for
like even a mid-range fight can also be frustrating because there's just so many options for not only yourself but the other team to take. I just hate the apartments. I hate fighting in them. I hate fighting around them.
Yep,
so just hate them.
Ooh, UBC finding 2 knocks. One of them becoming a kill quite easily
right now, dude.
Ooh. Pap let's go on Pap for now, getting the revive on his teammate. Smoke's in play to help him out.
But he's getting shot from somewhere else entirely. Frank the Tank.
Yeah, this is just a really rough position for Airdrop Maniacs once again.
Tempo Reds, and I guess they didn't see them or they were hiding, and they immediately got their vehicle just blown to bits. I mean, yeah, that's exactly actually what it looks like happened. They tried to rotate from Tempo Reds to Gatka, and they just got picked apart.
Smokes are failing. Easier sightlines for UBC now, and I believe they spot players out. The spray comes out from Zhao. They would find one, almost find the second. One of them is even a headshot, but unfortunately he goes down. And now Pap gets himself a heal, but he's taking shots time and time again. Now he's gonna go down as well. It is just Kind Be alive. Southwest, he's in a building, but it's just not looking good for Airdrop Maniacs once again.
No, it is not looking good for them as well. I mean, they had like some signs of life in the last couple games, but finding themselves currently in 12th place, and with this start in game 3, it's just not a good look. This is how they wanted to start. I can tell you that right now. Shots coming out from Zodiac, San Diego Rarity, trying to hold off a push here coming from STK. Tall order.
Ooh, nade comes in right in front of his face. Well cooked by Uncivil. Is going to get the first knock, and you should be able to find the angle for the flush as well.
Beautiful from STK Uncivil.
Oh, but now it's Alo finding himself in a 1v2, and he cleanly makes it a 1v1. Peeking outside the windows, both the players are. Deadeye is holding the angle, waiting for Alo to walk into his crosshair. Luke finishes off subtle.
He knows he's in there.
Yeah, and Deadeye, he's by himself. He's going to have to go for a 1v4. Subtle had a 1v3 in a previous round, but I think 1v4 is harder. Against STK, it's even harder than that. Alo's going to prep the nade. Now they have information on what room he is in, or at least a solid guess. Well cooked. Does a little bit of damage through the door. Deadeye's actually well-timed first aid kit. More damage. 44 more points. Who's going to push in? Almost missed him on the right.
And there it is. STK Uncivil. So nice. He named himself twice. He's going to find the kill.
It's a catch-22. Sometimes it's only a tease of like, hey, there are points here. Come at me. But this early in the game, it actually makes sense that the risk isn't as much as the reward of no one coming in onto your position.
I will say it is also nice to see. I think a team that's in another pretty strong position is actually Duel. Duel's in a good position.
Carnage back during the PGS qualifiers, and I'm really glad to see them continue to execute this. Raven is a little bit outside by himself. He was ahead of the pack, and the rest of Carnage stopped before they could get to his position because they saw the running VIAB. But are they going to commit to this?
I mean, at the same time, they either need to commit or they need to not, because now it looks like they were a little hesitant. They finally got some members moving over. They're going for a 2-2 split. I don't know if this is enough to hold the entire team back, especially if one or two of them get knocked, but we'll see how it plays out.
Magi going even more aggressive. They know the VIAB are trying to run out in the open because the blue is going to be pushing over them before it pushes over Carnage. This gives him a good opportunity. Finally lands the shots. The first few miss, and the last couple miss, and the blue knocks him. That means that's it. Oh, well, I couldn't even get the finish in the blue. That's well, luckily for them, there are three more. There are three more opportunities.
I mean, that blue, it's a kill stealer. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's another one.
Yours goes down.
Oh, it's another one.
Oh no. Okay, they get two. They get two. Considering the hesitation that you pointed out, 2 isn't bad.
It's
they didn't have to use a lot of resources. They can still push into the circle. No one is trying to third party this as well. So honestly, it's a net positive.
I will also say something that I like that they did there is the fact that they were still scouting that compound behind them to make sure that it was clear, so that once they were done kind of doing what they were doing with the other vortex, they had a safe place to rotate in. So that was actually a really good play by them overall to make sure that they had a plan after they had initially executed the team of vortex.
Black Mambas, they get a kill. They're still split. They haven't consolidated just yet. And phase 3 is about to finish. That might be the call for them to consolidate, but Duel did, overtaken in some small part by STK, and that is a wide split by STK. And this circle is going to force them to make a decision. I don't think Purdy's going to stay where he is, but down here in the southeast, it is Billy Mays versus Tactical 8 once again. And once again, it's just basic left. Versus 1v8 peeks out to the side. A little bit of a trade, but yeah, basic wasn't a fan of that one. Billy Mays here, Billy Mays no longer here.
Billy Mays ain't selling no ShamWows today, I'll tell you that right now.
Billy Mays doesn't sell ShamWows. That's Vince or whatever.
Oh my god, are you? No, wasn't it Billy Mays?
No.
Oh, no, you're right. You're totally right. Oh, that was the.
Come on.
You hate to see it, dude. You hate to see the off ref. You know what? I apologize to the stream, to all the fans out there.
10. It's all right. We forgive you. Carnage, they lost Raven somehow during the rotation in. This is not a bad position for them, and only losing one, having to barrel past all those teams that they did. I say that they also just lost Ripper if they can't get the revive on him, and he's fully separated looking at the mini-map, so I don't think it's very possible. This is not a great position for Carnage to find themselves in right now. They hope the Duel get distracted by another squad, but actually Michael steals that drop on that kill of Ripper. Delta trying to push up onto the high ground. That's an ambitious play. Where is he going?
I don't really know, but he was able to kind of save himself. He got a vehicle out of it. Okay,
he's driving away from Duel into STK. STK's just picked up a whole bunch of kills onto Snow Patrol.
Yeah, that is I believe a team wipe.
Yeah, well, he's helped by Sneak Attack downing himself. But Alo hears this. He's like, oh, what? More points? Yeah, he is. The Delta is... He just jumped out from the frying pan into the furnace. This is bad. This is terrible. It's only a matter of seconds before he's dead. Or he also pretty... But the Molotov and the double... It's... Yeah, he stood zero chance. Here comes Tech 8, though. It's just
easy going for it. Oh!
He lands a few. He keeps STK honest. But he's not in a good position himself. He lost his only teammate. But can he get a revive onto beams? I don't think Duel has the angle. The Molly, though, that could have actually... Did that nail it? I don't think it did. But pretty clearly, He's rushing around the side. He sees something in the grass, and that's going to be Tactical 8 going down. That's 11 kills for SDK. 3 games in a row.
I mean, like I said, they're cruising towards the finals, but or at least the very next round. SDK again dominating. I don't. What's that to say? You haven't already said.
Liberate,
Meanwhile,
not
though,
dead center this time. Not dead center. And they're having to fight on the edge against THC, and this is a treacherous area. But Adit is going aggressive. Jeff looking towards a teammate up on the high ground. And that's 2 players pushing in on the low ground. Could potentially catch THC off their guard if they're not prepared for it. I don't know if anyone is watching the angle that those aggressive players from Liberate are pushing. And look how close they've gotten.
It seems like they're very,
Oh.
they're very just concerned with the same angle, and that can be the downfall when you guys are not communicating or paying attention to those angles. And it's allowed Liberate to kind of just push right up, but Barry Vibes is going to find a knock. Huge gunfight going on. Barry Vibes getting traded now. Liberate have the better angle of this, but look at Jumpy aim around the corner in the blue. Oh no!
Matthew is going aggressive as well. It's a trade, but marginally in the favor of Liberate. They lose 2, but the Blues coming in. They lose Matthias, but they lose both those players actually. There's no time for them to get the revive. Oh,
Drop your meds! Drop your meds!
Okay. I thought he was going back for the revive.
Oh no, he wanted his loot, dude. He didn't care about his life. Oh man, you hate
Get the meds, climb up that steep hill, but guess who's gonna be lying away for you? Black Mambas. They've just now taken over this position, just outside the observatory. There's the building in the way, and the hill in the way. But where are Liberate gonna go? It's either Black Mambas or Duel that they're gonna have to fight.
It's rough. It's definitely not a great position. I think their best bet at this point would be to try to sneak towards the compound that Duel finds himself in. But even then, like they have an open angle regardless of which decision and which team they decide to go into. It's gonna be a fight for Liberate if they're gonna want to survive in this game. To be completely honest, I don't want to count them out, but it's not looking good.
Not looking good. They're in a good spot on the leaderboard, so they should be fine going forward.
Even watch this angle?
They're not expecting this at all. Lampalot just took a lot of damage, so they could easily be distracted by a separate angle. SVG and SDK are fighting off in a separate fight up on the northern side, but look how close Liberty have gotten. Never mind, we're pulling away from them. We're going on to SDK. How many more kills can they pick up? Alo does go down. They lose. I believe that's their second loss. It's just Luke and Purdy standing. They were not properly prepped for this fight.
Is all the way in the blue, but again, 12 kills. I mean, SDK, like, it's so dangerous to play against this team when they really play like there's nothing to lose, right? And at this point, like, they're just slaughtering this lobby game after game. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Still
hard cover with the vehicles. They have wide lines of sight over the entirety of the circle. So they should be able to pick up a few more kills from this position.
If they can somehow manage to save at least one of those vehicles as well for the next shift, they could get into a decent position afterwards. But here we go. The fight's going down between Liberate and Duel.
Well, they tried to engage on this, but unfortunately, Addict goes down. Ice Tech goes down. It's a clean defense by Duel. 4 kills for them.
Yeah, nicely done.
They don't really have to utilize a lot of meds. They can pick up what is left on those bodies, but Black Mambas, they are the next boss left for them to fight. McLevin gets revived, has to heal up. Those are smokes. Do not panic like I just did for a quick second.
I hope they don't throw too many of those, though. They still are going to need 8 smokes actually on Dash. That's perfect. They're going to need those in order to move up or at least create some sort of position in the next circle. But nice shots coming out, getting a knock onto Cody.
Is he getting the vehicle to go aggressive here? They just took out TCG with help of STK, and he might want to steal that position or maybe just go for the crate. Either way.
Crate play is a bit of a risky one, but I mean, yeah, they should absolutely be.
And a hardship towards Black Mamba's position. But Michael, finding Protege, Black Mamba's taking a lot of damage from this high ground position, surprisingly enough. Smokes come out to go get the revive. You said they had a lot of smokes, but they haven't used a lot. They haven't used quite a few of them. They haven't even hit the final circle yet. So
Well, to be fair,
unfortunately,
Dash was the one with most of the
Oh.
smokes, and he just
and
went
now Dash
down.
goes down too. Yeah, after Michael as
Yeah.
well. So Duel, they're trying to punish Black Mamas as best as they can. And now
I
this
just
means that Black Mama are gonna have to revive themselves. And this is the perfect time for them to getting these kills when these teams outside of the circle are having to push in. But instead, they're going to have to lick their wounds and allow STK and Duel instead to find all these kills. First up to bat, Strike First Gaming. Trying to go up against STK. Shots come out.
Oh my goodness! There's so much that just happened in the time that he the time he was knocked, and beautiful shots coming out from Purdy. That's going to be another team wipe. STK farming.
Duel hear this though, and so they push ever more forward.
And this is good from
Spots
Duel.
a helmet.
They
That's more
need to get
information.
rid. They need to get rid of this team, Cammy. They need to get rid of STK.
Not a lot for Colsey to do by himself. A few smokes, but the blue right at his back. He's going to have to make a break for it. Perhaps try and find cover behind that rock. I don't think that rock is in the circle, though.
I don't think it is either.
It's just barely inside.
I really want to see where this next circle goes, if I'm being honest.
Pretty just previously deployed a smoke.
Pretty central. Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty central. It doesn't really favor any one team. You could argue Duel.
Argue
because
Duel,
Lampalot's
but
inside.
yeah.
It's not super great in their favor. It's honestly, it's still up in the air for the most part. Just
I mean, the
Colsey
way-
gonna try and yeah.
The way that Black Mamas have saved their vehicles, at least on top from, I don't believe any of the tires are out. With a couple smokes, they can make a really good play to get in and actually hold one of the best positions in the circle. If they do that, if that's the plan, if that's the play, if they realize that, it remains to be seen. But they have a chance here to get off this ridge.
Gotta land their shots, and so far it's been a mixed bag for them. And
goodness, you hate to see
again,
it.
once again, that's the risk of these high ground positions. Yes, you can see everyone, but when you peek, those same people can all see you.
Especially when you've been kind of, antagonizing every
Yeah,
team
that's
below
yeah.
you. It doesn't help. It doesn't help at all.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about that. Out the blue, McLevin's forced forward, and actually they don't even have time to get the revive onto Frank. Protege just sends it down the cliff like a lemming. Well, they didn't stick it.
No, they didn't. And this is okay. He needs to put out his tires. There we go.
Colsey still had the angle, but it's going to be Duel that finds the kill. And now we're into the top 3 teams. Colsey surprisingly being one of them.
This is the second time I think Colsey for EFC has been kind of.
Does Luke know that he's there? Flashes come out. Michael is blinded. Luke can peek over, but the flash wears away, but Luke still finds the angle. And with time to heal as well, Purdy Curdy using the smokes, able to make it out of the danger zone. Waiting for Duel to climb out of that smoke. Oh, doesn't spot Lamp. Lamp broke line of sight. They're crawling through. Michael does go down. Cherry does go down.
Colsey actually trying to steal some kills, doesn't manage to get. But this is rough. This is rough for all teams involved. It's very interesting circle too with that ridge being in play.
Colsey, you can do it. 1v2. Duel got taken out. Never mind. Okay, it doesn't matter.
SDK.
Another kill. 20 kills. 20 kills for SDK. They weren't okay with 16. 16